Man, so it doesn't look like Joel's doing so good. Maybe he should try playing sports. I mean, maybe that'll help him out a little bit.
There you go. Good shot.
It's about time.
Hey, it is about time. I mean, I just couldn't get the ball in the hole. I wanted to, but I just couldn't do it.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Last of Us. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode. This is for episode 6, titled Kin. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for... Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for The Last of Us. This one's going to be doing my video review for this week's episode. This is for episode 6. So, this one's titled Kin, I think. I hope I'm spelling that correctly. If I'm not, someone will correct me. It's YouTube. But anyway, this is my review for episode 6 of The Last of Us. So, this was an excellent episode. I love this episode. Basically, this episode, we get to skip 3 months in the future. We are now catching up with Joel and Ellie as they've kind of been traveling along, trying to find Tommy after the death of Sam and Henry. And we get a lot of really awesome kind of on-the-road scenes. We get like kind of this slow introduction at first where they kind of meet this, group of people in this cabin that are trying to kind of, help them out, try to figure out where they are. And there was some pretty interesting back and forth there as well, too, which I thought was really well done. Now, we get to see a few scenes with Joel in this episode where it kind of almost appears like he has a heart attack coming along or something. So, I don't know. That was definitely a very interesting scene because, but again, I like it because I love that Ellie is in that kind of point now with their relationship where she's like, I can't really go on without you. Like, I need you to survive here. Like, I need you to hang on. So, that's, yeah, that's really, really cool for sure. And it just shows kind of their bond and how much they care about each other. Now, one thing I want to specify with their trip to, Tommy's place is the visuals and the winter aspect and everything there. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And I love it because we don't really see a lot of winter zombie apocalypse stuff on television. I mean, we saw it once in like The Walking Dead for like one episode, but The Last of Us definitely has not done anything, like this. And even in the game, too, in The Last of Us Part 2, you had a lot of, winter elements and stuff, but here, for sure, they did a great job. Now, there are a few scenes where they're kind of, like, camping out and stuff. You got, like, Joel, who ends up giving, like, Ellie a little bit of alcohol, just so she can warm up and stuff, as she says, and she's like, nope, still as disgusting as ever. She hands it on back. Joel takes first watch. He ends up passing out during the second watch, and then she ends up being on watch, and Joel's like, I'm the one that's supposed to be protecting you, and she's like, well, don't fall asleep, Anyway, they go across the bridge, and then they end up getting confronted by a group of people. Now, this is when we meet Maria, who is played by, the same actress who played Jocelyn in The Walking Dead. And I'm actually going to say, I think the actress did a really good job. Compared to her role in that show, she does a really good job here as Maria. Very, very good job. And while she then kind of discovers who they are, there's a bit of a kind of on the edge of your seat type moment with the dog where you kind of feel like the dog's going to recognize that Ellie may be bit and then, things may go sideways. But no, everything goes well and they end up going back to the town. And Tommy and Joel have a reunion, which I thought was really, really good. Really enjoyed seeing that reunion. Now, it's kind of interesting at first because at first they're happy to see each other, and then a little bit later on, they end up kind of having this argument about, just life and stuff like that. And, Tommy kind of reveals to Joel that Maria is not only with him, they are together, but she's pregnant, right? She's a few months pregnant, and he's going to be a father. And Joel kind of is kind of upset by this, and Tommy even calls him right out on it. He's like, well, just because life stopped for you doesn't mean it has to stop for me, And they kind of argue a little bit. But one of the biggest things that we see in this episode is what Joel and Tommy are capable of, all the bad things that they used to do. And, it's pretty interesting because Maria even kind of like tries to warn Ellie in this one. Like, Joel is kind of a bad man. He does a lot of bad things. And she's like, what, kill people? And she's like, oh yeah, but much worse than that. And she's like, let me guess, he doesn't kill people anymore? And Ellie's just like, yeah, he kills people, the people that deserve it, that is. So she kind of defends Joel throughout a lot of that. And might I just say, guys, this episode, for me at least, was the best performance already, or so far at least, from Pedro Pascal as Joel. Pedro Pascal as Joel continues to just impress me, but in this episode, the emotion he feels, in particular, and it's such an underrated scene, when he's walking through the town and we end up seeing a girl that has the same type of hair as Sarah, and it kind of like catches him off guard. The way that the expression is kind of, all just written on his face. It's really, really well done, and I love how Joel ends up kind of not really being well. He breaks down in front of Tommy, and he tells him, look, I need you to take Ellie, right? And this was also in the game. I need you to take Ellie because I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to lose another daughter type figure. And Tommy, hell, he even agrees. He's like, you know what? I'll take Ellie to the university. I'll take her all that way. I will do that for you, And Joel kind of decides right then and there he does not want to get attached, so he's going to send Ellie off. And in my opinion, one of the greatest scenes of the entire episode is when you have the scene about you don't know what loss is. And he goes in there and he tells her, like, this is what you're going to do. You're going to leave tomorrow with Tommy. And she's like, Maria told me about Sarah. I know I'm not Sarah. And he's like, yeah, be careful, And we get to see that Joel definitely very much still misses Sarah. And she's like, I know I'm not her, but, that doesn't mean you have to ditch me, And I don't know, the way they did that scene, Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal continue to have that just amazing on-screen chemistry that I really was just blown away by, because it's just so good. It's so much like the game when it comes to the two of them, but different enough too. It's unique enough. The actors are really making this one worth watching. They're really making it very different. And it's so amazing the way they did it. It was so amazing, their conversation. And it's by far one of the greatest ones of the show, if you ask me. Their conversation, about anybody that either cared for me or whatever has either left me or has died, and Ellie kind of says, like, I know what loss is like too, which obviously next episode we're going to get a bit of a Ellie flashback episode where we kind of learn a little bit about that. Game viewers already know what that is, but anyway. Joel ends up kind of deciding that Ellie does have a say in this, and Ellie decides that yes, she wants Joel to come along, so Joel tells Tommy, alright, I'm gonna go with her, we're gonna do this, hopefully they make it back, but Tommy tells him, like, there's always a place for you here, if it doesn't work out. So they end up leaving. There's a few scenes where, like, he's teaching her how to shoot and stuff like that, and, well, basically over kind of an amazing montage, again, visuals are just amazing, they end up getting to the university, and we see, like, monkeys at first, which I thought was pretty interesting, and the place seems pretty darn empty. It seems kind of just like more post-apocalyptic stuff, and then you get a group of raiders. Now, okay, game viewers, game watchers, we know what this is. I'm not going to spoil this for TV viewers, but basically a group of survivors end up running into Joel and Ellie, and Joel ends up fighting the one guy. He ends up like snapping his neck and killing the one dude, but in the process he ends up getting injured. Now, this is directly from the game, although I will admit it's very, very different. They change a lot from the game in the fashion it's done. But basically the episode ends on a major cliffhanger, and I love the frickin' way they did this, where Joel falls off the horse. He's, pretty much dying in front of Ellie's eyes, and she's like, I can't do this without you, like she was saying earlier. And she's saying, like, I can't do this without you, like, Joel, if you're dead, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, that sort of thing. So Joel ends up, not doing so well. And from the end of the episode, they kind of cliffhanger to be like, is Joel going to live? Is Joel going to die? Now, I know the answer to this because I've played the game. I know, which way it goes. But I'm not going to say anything because obviously, game viewers and game, players, they already know. But for TV viewers, I'm not going to really spoil that, even though HBO kind of does a crummy job with it, I will actually say, because there are clips later on in the trailers that do say otherwise. So, like I said, it's like, I want to sit here and talk about it, but it's like, well, they kind of screwed themselves over by showing Joel in a clip later on in the season, but whatever. Either way, that's how the episode ends. I'm going to kind of cut off what I'm saying there, but y'all can kind of get the idea. I don't look at that as a spoiler because the guy's literally alive in the trailer later on. So, I mean, what the frig, right? I mean, I don't know. But anyway, point being, I am very, very impressed with this episode. I really liked it. I think that this episode is probably my second favorite after episode 5. This was a spectacular episode. Tommy was really good. Maria was a great character. The fight at the end was awesome. The ending was super, super, super emotional. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I really, really did like this one. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of episode 6 of The Last of Us. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I loved it. I had no issues with it. The emotions are great. The actors are nailing it. The visuals are spectacular. Tommy was great. The action, when it was there, was really good. And the ending was really, really emotional. So yeah, that's my thoughts on episode 6 of The Last of Us. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this episode. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed The Last of Us content, make sure to subscribe to the channel to get all of that. Of course, make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for The Last of Us. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.